Hello everybody, and welcome back. Last time, after speaking with Master Hama and learning even more about the impending destruction of the world, we were able to finally open the door to the Anemos inner sanctum by showing all 72 Jinn. And we also obtained a brand new summon, Sharon. This time we're going to explore the Anemos inner sanctum further. So, let's get to it. Here we go. So it is a rather large dungeon, as we'll see soon enough, but first off, here we have a new enemy. This is a Bombander. It's level 40, it has 548 HP, 110 synergy, 541 attack, 224 defense, 141 agility and 10 lag. It has a Venus and Jupiter elemental resistance of 100, a Mars resistance of 175 and a Mercury resistance of 25. And it has a Mars elemental power of 115. It normally yields 624 experience points, which then become 811 if we finish it off with a Mercury Gin. It drops 325 coins, which then become 422, and there is a 1 in 64 chances that then become a 1 in 16 that it will drop the Golem Core material. Alright, as for its commands, it has the basic attack, the Hit Stun monster skill, and the Fiery Blast, Supernova and Dragon Fume synergies. So yeah, I don't know why, but they decided that out of all the forgeable materials to lock behind a previous save file, that the Golem Core was one that they would put here. I guess I'm glad that they didn't choose to put the Mithril Silver here, because that would have made things a bit more annoying. But yeah, anyways, here we have a completely unique puzzle to the Anemos inner sanctum. And while this one in particular is a rather simplistic version of it, it does get a bit more complex, and I do actually really like this sort of puzzles. Anyways, here we have yet another Bombander. On the topic of the Golem Core itself, while it is not nearly as useless as the Tearstone, Stardust and Sylph Feather, I don't know if I would say that it's useful by this point in the game. Especially taking into account that we will be running into a few other enemies that have far more valuable drops, as we will be seeing soon enough. Okay, so here we have yet another new enemy. This is the Grey White. It is level 40, it has 460 HP, 20 synergy, 530 attack, 213 defense, 151 agility and 11 lag. It has a Venus resistance of 25, a Mars resistance of 7, a Jupiter resistance of 48 and a Mercury resistance of 72. And it has a Venus elemental power of 100. It normally yields 551 experience points, which then becomes 716 if we finish it off with a Mars Gin. It drops 379 coins, which then become 492, and there is a 1 in 32 chances that then become a 1 in 8 that it will drop a Psy Crystal. As for its commands, it has the basic attack, the Crusher Grip monster skill and the Hunt synergy. And look at that, we were caught by surprise. Not that it really matters, because out of all the enemies here, the Grey White is by far the weakest. Okay, so speaking of which, here we have an example of another type of puzzle that we will encounter throughout the Anemos inner sanctum. Though in this case, this is pretty much impossible to mess it up. So we have a couple of panels on the ground and we have to light them up. As we are right now in this room, it's impossible to mess this one up, but the game will add a few other elements that will make this a bit of a more challenging, but not that tough of a puzzle, I would say. So yeah. Okay, and yeah. So we'll have to ignore that stump for now, because we cannot do anything about it really. And we keep running into these same enemies. I believe right here, yeah, we have a chest. And the placement of the green blocks here always seem weird to me. But there's nothing here really. Even if you use reveal, there's nothing here. Well, we do have something here. We do have a new enemy. We have the Sky Dragon. It is level 40. It has 657 HP, 111 synergy, 562 attack, 232 defense, 191 agility, and 22 luck. It has a Venus resistance of 175, a Mars resistance of 72, a Jupiter resistance of 25, and a Mercury resistance of 100. And it has a Jupiter elemental power of 110. It normally yields 686 experience points, which then become 891 if we finish it off with a Jupiter gem. It drops 358 coins, which then become 465, and there is a 1 in 128 chances that then become a 1 in 32 that it will drop the Orichalcon material. So yeah, the Sky Dragon has an amazing drop, and it is highly advised to try to farm them as much as you can, and there is an RNG for it, which I will be showing by the end of the video. As for its commands, it has the basic attack, the Storm Breath monster skill, the Poison Flow, and Spark Plasma synergies. So yeah, I guess it does kind of make sense that they will lock up the Orichalcon behind get a full save data from the first game. That I can kind of understand, since it is by far the best material, but I do find it kind of weird that they put the Golem Core here. But yeah, regarding this chest right here, we have some dark matter, which I guess it's fine. Aha, right here. So we have the same puzzle that we saw before, but a new element is that we have the cracked tiles. So if I'm not mistaken, we are supposed to go... I may have messed it up. Let me see... Yeah, I think I actually did. So I guess that's what I get for saying that it's not that tough. I guess the green panels now make some sense. I guess I can maybe show up a few new synergies that we learned off screen. Though Pierce still only has a Glacier, as it hits its toughest synergy. Alright, let's try this again. Oh yeah, I think I got it now. Yeah. There we go. And there we have, finally, the last random enemy in the Anemos Sanctum. We have the Mad Demon. It is level 40. It has 745 HP, 96 synergy, 567 attack, 234 defense, 213 agility, and 29 luck. It has a Venus resistance of 127, a Mars and Mercury resistance of 100, and a Jupiter resistance of 48, and it has a Venus elemental power of 100. It normally yields 671 experience points, which then become 872 if we finish it off with a Jupiter gem. It drops 363 coins, which then become 471, and there is a 1 in 256 chances that then becomes a 1 in 64 that it will drop the Lachesis rule, which is the final weapon of the Sisters of Faith 3, which I'll go into more detail after the battle is over. As for its commands, it has the basic attack, the Vital Moon monster skill, and the Thorny Grave, Grand Gaia, and Condemn synergies. And also, the Mad Demon has the distinction of being the strongest random enemy in the game. But even then, with a free turn we should be able to take it out. But yeah, that one did indeed survive a Megiddo, so they are rather tough. Alright, so let's quickly clear the stump out of the way. Not that we really need to go back, but just to be safe. Wait, I think, yeah, I was going back the same way. Okay. So, this room, it's a bit of a tough one. So, we need to get that stump all the way to this panel. But first I'm going to quickly set up a shortcut for lift, because we need to do some backtracking in this particular room. Actually, let's see if I can... Yeah, let's put Isaac to make this faster. Alright, there we go. And I just realized that I forgot to go over the Lachesis rule. I guess better late than never. Anyways, let's quickly go over the Lachesis rule. The Lachesis rule has an attack boost of 177, its unleash is called Apocalypse, it deals 125 extra Jupiter damage and it may inflict Death Curse. Okay, so on the topic of the weapon itself, when compared to, well, let's be honest, when compared to the Atropos Rod, if you go simply by their side effect, then the Atropos Rod has a clear advantage, because killing an enemy instantly, even though it may not occur that often, is by far better than inflicting the Death Curse status, since most random battles never reach 7 turns. However, if you were to analyze it plainly by damage numbers, then in that case the Lachesis rule has an advantage, because it has a higher basic damage, as well as it deals even more damage through the unleash. And it also deals Jupiter damage, which makes it a valuable weapon for Sheva. And I do actually think that that is kind of fitting, that it can be considered Sheva's ultimate weapon, because it is the only weapon that can be obtained in the Anemos inner sanctum. And it actually can be implied from some of the information that you can obtain by talking to everybody in Contigo, that Sheva is actually a descendant of the Anemos as well. Because the gigantic crater next to Contigo is where the civilization of the Anemos was located at first. And at some point in the past, they either used their advanced technology or simply their stronger synergy, maybe using the hover synergy, to rise into the skies. And we learn from Farah that Sheva at some point apparently fell from the sky and was found near La Libero, implying that she was either purposefully sent down, maybe because the Anemos, probably being Jupiter adepts, maybe saw that she will be prophesized and she will become necessary for this journey, or she may have accidentally fallen off and maybe use her innate Jupiter powers to prevent her untimely death. So yeah, I do like the notion that the Lachesis rule is meant to be Sheva's ultimate weapon. Anyways, as I was speaking, we're almost done with this room. We just have to go around one more time. So I will try off screen to get a Lachesis rule for Sheva, and we will also be doing a little bit of grinding in preparation for the boss at the end of the Sanctum. And I will also try to get a bunch of Orialcum, just so I can get the very best gear for the battle. But anyways. Alright, there we go. Now we just have to lift the boulder one more time, and the path is now clear. Let's quickly set up a shortcut for move. Wow, what timing. Alright, let's take this out. Alright. So I believe that we're not supposed to go that way, because that is a dead end. Yeah. And here we have the toughest iteration of this particular puzzle. I don't know what to call it. But yeah, this is as tough as it gets. And to be fair, it is rather tough, so I might actually mess this up. Hopefully I won't, but no promises. Yeah, I have to get more distance so I can go further up, and I completely messed it up. There we go. Okay, now... No. Nope, I can go that way. Okay, now... Come on, I was almost there. You need to be at the very least at the same height as the stone, otherwise you will never reach the top. Oh, it was easier than I was making it to be. Anyways, there we go. And right here... yeah. So right here we should have, after I take out the sky dragons, and there we have poison flow, and it actually did infect us with the deadly poison. And it paralyzed poor Isaac, but we should be fine. They're almost dead anyways. Alright, let's quickly heal up Isaac. And let's use Pure Wish on Mia, since it is pretty much broken at this point. Anyways, here we have a chest, which contains another piece of the Orialcum. So that's nice. And here we are. So, right here, we have three possible options, but the only proper way to do this is first we have to go left. And we have to go all the way around. Actually, I think the unleashes might be just might work better this time. So yeah, a fully powered Excalibur was barely enough to take it out, and it can survive a Megiddo, assuming that it hasn't taken any damage. In this case, I think it's dead. Yeah. Alright, let's see here. Yeah. Okay, so now that we cleared that, we can actually take the other route through here. Let's quickly set up a shortcut for sand. Oh, look at that, we actually got a critical attack instead of an unleash. Alright, we're almost done here actually. There we go. Alright. And we have a literal puzzle, I guess. We have the birth of the Anemos. So let's quickly put each piece in place and we're pretty much done with that. Alright, just one final piece. And there we go. Alright, so as soon as we step into the main piece of the bird puzzle and use hover, that will take us automatically to the boss at the end of the Sanctum. However, I think that's more than enough for now. We pretty much explored everything that there is to see in the Anemos inner Sanctum, so all that's really left is to, well, show the 3 RNGs for the Golden Core, Orialcon and Lachesis rule, and I think that'll be all for now. Alright, on to the final RNGs of the Let's Play. So we have 2 forgeable materials and 1 weapon. We're going to be doing the forgeable materials first, and this RNG is actually the one for the Golden Core. So we actually want a Bombander and then any other enemy. For example, the Mad Demon. So it is rather simple. It is Clay Spire for Felix, Aura for Jenna, Distract Ray for Sheva, and then Tundra for Pierce. Alright, and in this second turn we're going to have everybody defend except for Pierce, who will then use any Mercury Gene that can take out the Bombander. There we go. And yeah, the Mad Demon will actually get an attack. And this is where things actually went different for me. So, when Starfire Cold did this particular RNG, he had a Grave White instead of a Mad Demon. And the Grey White isn't nearly as durable. So when I did this, after I took out the Bombander, I basically had everybody do basic attacks. counting on the fact that they would most likely take out the Mad Demon. But it turns out that they didn't. It survived, and it pulled off a Grand Gaia. So at this point I thought that the RNG was probably ruined. But it actually turns out that it is not, because if you just go to using normal attacks, continue using normal attacks, you actually do get the Golden Core drop. So I guess it works this way as well. Anyways, that is the Golden Core RNG down. Up next we have the Orialcon. Alright, so for the Orialcon RNG, it is actually very important that Felix is at level 42, because the RNG requires the Stone Spire synergy, and that is unlocked at 42. Other than that, not much else to say, so we'll just walk around until we find a Sky Dragon. There we go. Alright, so it is Stone Spire for Felix, Aura for Jenna, Destruct Ray for Sheva, and then Tundra for Pierce. Alright, now for this turn we'll have pretty much everybody except for Sheva attack the Mad Demon, and we'll have Sheva use Gale on the Sky Dragon. It should be enough to take it out. Yep, there we go. Right, hopefully they can actually kill the Mad Demon this time. Alright. Alright, so if we did everything correctly, we should be getting the Orialcon. Nice. Alright, that is the Orialcon RNG down. Up next we have the Lachesis Rule RNG. Alright, so this particular RNG is actually quite different than the ones that we have been doing so far. For one, the party that we need for it is Jenna, Sheva, Ivan and Mia. And it is absolutely necessary that you have the Searing Beam synergy. So if you're not at level 41 with Jenna, then you may have to level up a bit more. As for the speed, well, ideally Ivan will go first, then Sheva, then Jenna and finally Mia. And we need 2 Mad Demons, which should be appearing anytime soon. There we go, alright. So for the first turn we'll use Searing Beam on either one of the Mad Demons, then Shine Plasma with Sheva and Ivan, and then Wish with Mia. Alright, and in this second turn is where things get a little bit tricky. So Jenna will attack the Mad Demon that we have not been focusing on. Sheva, which should go after Ivan, will use any Jupiter Gene that can take out one of the Mad Demons. And then Ivan, just to be safe, will use Storm Ray. And we'll have Mia attack also the other Mad Demon. So Gale should be enough to take out the Mad Demon. There we go. And this is where things get a little tricky. So in this particular save file, I still haven't obtained the Tisiphone Edge. I recorded it, but then I went back. So if you find that Jenna and Mia are not capable of taking out the Mad Demons with their 2 remaining attacks, you may want to get a better weapon for Jenna. For example, the Tisiphone Edge. In this case, the Scorpionfish actually managed to poison it, and even though Mia is about to miss, and then we take damage, he ends up dying in the same turn. And that did actually count, because as you see, we got the Lachesis rule. So it might be easier if you just get a better weapon, like as I mentioned, the Tisiphone Edge, or any other weapon that may deal more damage than the Pirate's Saber. But yeah, that is the last RNG. There are no more to do. Alright, so we explore almost the entirety of the Anemos Inner Sanctum. Next time we'll go over all of the classes as well as their final ranks and everything in preparation for the final challenge at the end of the Anemos Inner Sanctum. See you guys!